1921-22 onwards, a bunch of female figurines were discovered during the excavation at Harappa and Mohenjo-daro sites. In many of those figurines, the signs of motherhood were explicitly displayed. In 1974, when the site of Mehergarh was discovered, which by the way is the predecessor of Indus Valley Civilization, similar female figurines were found. At that time, scholars assumed that these figurines were nothing but idols of ancient mother goddesses. It was quite normal to think so since goddess cult were very common among ancient agrarian people. Other contemporary ancient civilizations like ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia also had goddesses who were actually symbols of motherhood and fertility. And this tradition probably is the origin of today's Tantra, Shakta Tantra. But before starting this video, if anyone feels uncomfortable with taboo topics, then please do skip the video. And also please subscribe to Sepia Diaries for more content on history, culture and mythology. Most of us have very polarized, extreme opinions of Tantra. Either we like it or we just don't. Some of us think that practicing Tantra would open doors to some mystical world or something, and others consider Tantra to be nothing more than a set of strange practices. One of such strange practices is the use of impure, dirty substances in Tantric rituals. Take menstrual blood, for example, which is one of the most sacred things in Tantric practice, by the way. But nothing could be more disgusting than this in the eyes of ordinary people like us. Menstruation was a very mysterious thing in the past. Most cultures saw it as some sort of punishment from God or sign of dark magical power or something. In mainstream Indian culture as well, menstruation is seen as impure, and it is believed that women should refrain from sacred activities during this time. But in the Tantric world, it's sacred. But why? Kamakhya in Assam is known as the Yoni Pit, as it represents the female reproductive organ of the goddess. This place has been known as the primary seat of the goddess since the 11th and 12th centuries. I have visited this place. It feels like a celebration of feminine energy. Anyway, some scholars say Kamakhya represents divine desire, that is Kama. Others say it's a celebration of motherhood and fertility. The most important festival here is Ambubachi Mela. Its main purpose is to celebrate the annual menstruation of the goddess. Visitors aren't allowed in the temple during that time. The doors of the temple are opened from the 4th day and red colored cloth is distributed among the devotees, which symbolizes that very powerful substance. Ancient fertility cult is the origin of the Shakta Tantra. It is difficult for us to even imagine how crucial and magical fertility was to primitive humans. We get food easily, but they didn't. The most important issue of their life was the issue of food security. Humans were once hunter-gatherers and life was full of uncertainty because food might not be available the next day. But since people learned how to grow crops, a sense of assurance came into their lives, and that assurance was divine, which they began to worship. From this arose the fertility cult in all ancient civilizations. In Hindu Tantra, the goddess is seen as nature herself, so the soil's fertility is her fertility. It is understandable why they envisioned nature as a woman, because they saw women giving birth, and every single life was very precious for the clan. The larger the population of the group, the more powerful the group was. To maintain the fertility of the soil, they tried to please the goddess. Being hunters, they thought animal blood or blood in general might be something that would please her. So they started sacrificing. Different sorts of ritual and practices emerged just to keep the goddess, nature, calm. But today we are not hunters. We don't risk our lives to catch an animal. So now sacrificing feels nothing more than torturing an innocent. Anyway, tantric rituals involve various other strange and impure objects too, like corpses. But why? They are not linked to fertility, right? Actually, the idea is to destroy the sense of duality in the practitioner. We tend to see things as good or bad, positive or negative, holy or unholy, but in nature, there is no such thing. For example, the sun is the primary life force for Earth, but by the end of its life as a yellow star, it will destroy almost all the planets of the inner solar system, including our very own Earth. Does that make it evil? Being unfavorable for humans doesn't make anything inherently bad. It's just not for us. Being the worshipper of nature herself, Tantrikas try to destroy this sense of duality, because anything that happens in nature is pure and divine. But that doesn't mean every individual practitioner does these things with good intent. I don't know if they really possess magical power, but intent matters. Even a person with no magical power but bad intent can do a lot of harms. Historians like Shirin Ratnagar have dismissed the theory of the goddess cult, considering the poor craftsmanship compared to other clay items found there and the places where they were found. But the signs of motherhood in those idols are something that cannot be ignored. Similar features can be seen in Lajja Gauri idols from a much later period, which clearly display signs of fertility cult. Even today she is worshipped in the hope of prosperity, good harvest and so on. If the blurry boundary between purity and impurity in Tantra still bothers you, consider that in many states of India, including Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, the onset of menstruation is celebrated instead of being ashamed of it. I personally don't see anything special in menstruation or even in fertility, but everything cannot be interpreted with scientific knowledge. We are humans, it is our culture that binds us. We build stories from what we see around us. We create beliefs that give meaning to our insignificant lives in this vastness of universe. So these beliefs matter, at least to me. I hope you like this video. If yes, then please like and share. Also subscribe to Sepia Diaries for videos like this. That's it for today. I'll come back soon with a new story.